So I thought for my next couple videos, I'd go ahead and start at my splash screen. So I heard in one of Lumi's videos about some possible pack discrepancies between realms. And it sounded like it kind of got worked out, but just in case, this is one that I'm being offered at Treasury level 3 and Citadel 21. Just scroll through that kind of slowly. Just if anybody wants to compare, there you go. That's $100. Pause it or watch it back slower, because I wanted to get in a quick video. I know none of my damn videos are quick. I'm not very good at that, but I want to give it a shot because I figured something out. I made a mistake that you can possibly learn from. So I see my total available troops there, 3.78 million. As promised, I maxed out my troop capacity. They're all T3s. There you go. Got a million or a million plus of warriors, mages, and cavalry. And I just did 200,000 siege. Because this is really, for me, a defense play. I'm not going to need 500,000 siege engines. And when I do attack, I mean, hopefully I just don't need that many, but I really wanted the other troop types. But so what I figured out is about the instant, well, in this case, it was the instant training costs. But you see this when you build or when you research, you've got that instant cost where you can buy whatever it is with gold, right? Here it's called Research Now. This one's 182,500. And what I've figured out over time is that's basically like a combination of how much gold you would need to buy the missing resources that you need and to buy, in this case, like basically 10 day of speed up. That's what I think anyway, because if I start adding these resources in here that I need, that price is going to go, that price will start dropping as I add the resources. So there I am, I'm plugging away, doing my training, and my training queue was about, I want to say it was 4636 or something like that, 4,600. And when I had all the resources in for the troop I was trying to train, I can't train any right now because I'm full, my instant train price was 4,800 gold. And then while I was doing that, I've been meaning to deal with these banks for quite some time. I had 5 banks here producing coin. I've still got 4 of them, so I haven't done that great of work on it yet. Just as I started to sniff C20, I needed coin. None of my alts were up to C19 yet, so they couldn't buy me coin or produce me coin. And so I actually wound up rebuilding some banks, getting it up to 19, produce coin, send that coin to one of my farms to store it up, and then send it back to myself when I needed it. Long, tedious process, plus double tax because you're sending it twice, winds up being about a 50% tax. And then I just left these banks sitting here, even though most of the time they're not producing anything. And so as I was doing the troop training, I had a building queue open up, and it's like, dude, let's finally take care of these. And I started building this little hospital where we got up to level 10. I was like, wait a minute, I'm doing all this troop training. I should be adding my barracks first because it increases my training queue size. And as I increased this guy up a little bit, my training queue went to, I believe it was just 5,200. It was like 600 more, something like that. But the instant train price did not change from 4,800. Now the troop train, before I increased my training queue, the troop training time was just under 12 hours, I think. And once I got it increased up to 5,200 troops I could train or whatever it is, it was like 12 hours, 53 minutes. The price was still 4,800. And so I think, am I at the store? Yeah, speed ups. I think that thing is just charging me for a 24-hour speed up, which is 4,800 gold. And you see the next lowest one available 8-hour at 1800, and I do see that instant train price in my farms. So I think I could have built up a bunch more barracks, got my troop queue up as high as possible, and even if the training time on it was 23 hours and 59 minutes, I believe that instant train price would have stayed 4,800 gold. And so, obviously I would need a lot more resources per pop, but over the total amount of troops I was training, it'd still be the identical number of resources. I just have less pops, and I would spend $4,800 gold less often. So I could have saved some money on my big, huge troop training binge by increasing that training queue before I got started, get it as high as I could, but staying under 24 hours training time. Because I think my guess is on this. God, go back to. My guess is if your training time was like 25 hours, I don't think it's going to charge you 4,800 and then another 250. It might, but my guess is it's just going to be like, oh, it's more than 24 hours. You need a 3-day speed up. That's 12,000. That's my guess on it. So that was my mistake. You can learn from it. You can benefit. I still have nearly 3 million gold I'm holding here after maxing out the troops. I've still got another 400,000 or so in my items. So I'm happy with where it came out. But if I had figured out the training queue instant train speed up thing before, maybe I'd have 4 million gold. And I haven't seen a world yet where 4 million gold wasn't better than 3 million gold. So that's my theory. That's my hunch. Help me figure it out. Drop me a comment here and let me know when you have all the resources needed to train a full queue of troops. What is your training queue size? What is your training time? And what is your instant train price? I think we're going to see a lot of 1,800 and 4,800. So I think I'm right about this one. So there you go.